Hello, Misfits, and welcome to another episode of Misfit Management, our sort of post-game kind of show where we discuss what happens in the campaign and kind of talk about our thoughts about how the story is progressing and what's to come. In today's episode, we're covering sessions 73 through 75, so I hope you enjoy. Okay. We are to our next episode of Misfit Management. People did enjoy the last one. We had a couple people that were commenting, the usuals. I liked the comment of you all were like, we won't mess up your new map, and you all just like lied to my face. You're like, we won't do that. They're gonna do that. We know y'all are gonna do that. Come on. Why all the deceit? You know? I don't get it. I'm just saying. When you all write on the new map for the next campaign, I will remember this. I will remember that you told me you wouldn't, and you did anyway. So, let that
I thought we were saying we wouldn't mess up like a new version of this map.
I don't
am I misremembering?
Believe anything that you say.
I mean, you are correct to not believe us, but
Here's the deal. I won't do anything, but the minute, because I know Benji will do, he'll be the first probably. Once Benji makes the first thing, I'll be like, all right, let's go. But I do not want to be the first one to defile.
Me and Claudia are not going to start it, but
we'll finish it.
You were all super eager this campaign, though. I feel like you guys were sitting there like,
I made a
can't wait for a new map.
I was actually very excited to get calamari and change it to calamari. I was very excited to get it.
That was really good.
See? Okay, well, this was episode 73. Crazy. And we had some crazy stuff happen. This was the aftermath of all the stuff with the Shadow and Stray. So, any thoughts on that? And you've kind of found out some stuff about your little dagger.
I am so excited to have a sentient weapon. I love sentient weapon tropes. My immediate thought was not actually the Sun Sword, but it totally makes sense that it's a like sort of reversal of the Sun Sword. My immediate thought was Percy Jackson because I love Percy Jackson. But
oh yeah,
I was kind of thinking Craven Edge.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
From
I like
Vox.
Craven Edge. That feels more appropriate.
Just a little bit, but yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I just really, well, it's like, okay, I want to give her a dagger. She's super into daggers. Got to do this whole mirror thing that I think that'll all look and be really cool and feel really fulfilling. And it's like, if it's getting trapped in the dagger, it's got to just be there. And then we'll just have this fun, chaotic little, like, demon thing just to, tease.
Love the idea of this little, like, teeny tiny goth girl that's just, like, goth teenager specifically that's just like tormenting this like demonic thing.
Yes,
they're clearly happy.
It's so satisfying too because it's just desserts. You know,
it really does feel like role reversal. Yeah. Like
absolutely.
I mean, truly has been haunting the family.
Yeah,
you can look in a mirror in peace now. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's gonna be weird,
right?
She probably still just has it because
she just avoids mirrors just out of habit.
It's just a habit. It's been over a year.
Man. Thoughts on Vindrig?
Final thought on the dagger.
Yes.
The idea of it being a mirror and then letting me mirror people's appearances is very cool.
Yeah, right.
I like that a lot. Sorry, you said.
Thoughts on Vindrig and him not going with you.
Out of game, I sort of figured that would probably happen.
Yeah. When you were like, "Oh, I would," and I was like, "Yep."
Yeah. In game, she's probably a little disappointed, but like.
Thank you for letting me not drag him along.
Well, that was part of why I did the insight, was like if she rolls high enough to like see that he's intentional about it, because she's not.
I mean, imagine
she's probably gonna be insight checking y'all too.
Imagine if he did come. Now he'd be on the island.
That's true.
Would you want that?
No. She purposefully did not tell him what they were going back to.
Poor Vendrick has no idea.
She told him about the thing in the dagger, and that's some information.
Poor Vendrick thinks that the worst thing you've had to deal with is your shadow.
He was all like, if you have anything, let me know. I can assist. And I'm like, no, you can't. You
can't. My first thought was, you don't know what you're promising, and I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. What's so funny is, like, I feel like the dagger, or the shadow is, like the least, that's been, like, some of the least of y'all's worries in some ways. Like,
yeah.
Like definitely a problem.
But it hasn't done a lot towards the party.
Oh, man.
Well, and it's lighthearted, at least right now.
So. Now it is. It wasn't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now it's very much.
Now, there was a long sort of strategy session dealing with Adrillis, which is super interesting. And I both love and hate how much knowledge Benji has of the game and itself. But Escher, we're cut off from Escher now. Oops.
But I love that Benji, like, it just comes out. I love that he wasn't trying to spoil.
Yeah.
Well, and I have been waiting, like, I'm like, if I say something in a particular way, he's gonna know. Like, he's just gonna know.
Yeah.
But he rolled very, very high. And he was specifically trying to figure out what things couldn't be affected by this spell. So, yeah. But yeah,
very terrifying.
Very much.
But I do think that is still a good conclusion to come to, because again, he has Escher, he has Fortune's Favored, he has like all these people.
Yeah, some of the most powerful people you've met.
Absolutely, yeah. And so it's like, okay, yeah. I think it's hilarious. I'm glad we strategized, but that's not our problem right now. Yes, I'm very glad that we were able to talk to Foxglove. Thank you, Casey, for remembering.
I was just like, who could we talk to that might have info? Then I was like, oh yeah, the girl who clocked me would probably know.
Oh my god, yeah, she did. That's so funny.
She did.
And Mortimer, clueless. And you know what?
We love him. We love him for that, though.
It means he's safe, right?
Our precious little boy, you know?
It's always fun because we tend to go to Mortimer for information when he doesn't have it.
He's so intelligent,
very
but so, like, just doesn't necessarily have, like, the social understanding of some of these, like, more clandestine, crazy things, you know?
Which is so funny. Just in terms of who he is kind of in Aurelian history.
Right.
Because there's like, I don't know if it's the right word, but there's like sort of a like naivety about him.
Yes.
Like,
sort of?
But like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I don't know if that's exactly the...
Which is
he's not blind.
Everything.
I'm pretty sure one of Mortimer's flaws is that... Hang on, I'm going to try to see if I can pull it up, because
he's just curious about everything.
It's so him. And I can't remember if I... Yeah, okay, good. Hang on, let me find it. Background. Would it be background? Personal traits. Flaws. Yeah. Most people scream and run when they see a demon. I stop and take notes on its anatomy. Like, that's his flaw. So, like, he's, like, just totally out of touch with, like, what could be dangerous or stuff like that. He's just really only thinking, like, oh, what can I learn from this situation? Bless him. Bless his little heart. Yeah, I know. I knew that I was about to like yeet you off the material plane yet again and drop you back on the island. But y'all, and so I thought about like cutting off y'all's strategy talk and stuff.
I'm glad you didn't, though. I'm glad
yeah,
you didn't.
it seemed like y'all were really on like the cusp of figuring some stuff out, and it seemed like a really important discussion to have. So I let it play out.
He's definitely endgame material, so it's nice to get a head start.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, because imagine, it really is like, I'm forever shocked that like he managed to stay so secret up until like this point in the game.
Yeah, honestly.
Because like imagine if you tried to go up against him earlier and like nothing worked.
Oh my god. It would be Mackenzie all over again, but worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it would be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be crazy. But that'll be interesting whenever that showdown happens. It'll be very, very interesting.
Oh
yeah.
And then, towards the end of the episode, you wound up back on the island, and the one area of the island that you guys have yet to explore. And of course, before you even get to the shore, you find the shipwreck. The shipwreck.
So, like, out of game. Like, I'm always like, oh, we get to the island. But I was like, okay, finally we get to, like, get this one part of the island, like, dealt with, at least.
For the completionists, it's gonna feel good to be like, all right, we handled this. And I'm really excited about the stuff I've prepared. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm very curious about what's on this ship.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm curious about these creatures. Because,
The fact that she was like, they're like cute little mermaid fish. I was like, has anything on this island ever been cute?
Are they cute?
For real?
Where are we?
Are they cute? I don't know if they're cute. But
in some circles, they could be considered. In aberrational circles, they could be considered cute.
They're kind of like a more serious Vaporeon. Maybe? A little bit more monstrous Vaporeon.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna be just full on
like
Vaporeons now.
Like a roided Chad Vaporeon. I don't know.
Giga Chad Vaporeon.
Giga Chad Vaporeon.
Giga Chadette Vaporeon.
Oh my god. Jeez. Amazing.
Actually, what even is... Okay, now, all right, now you did this. You said Chad, and now I'm like, what is the feminine counterpart of Chad? What is the etymology of
what
this
is
name?
the feminine
I don't know.
form of Chad?
I don't like that there's not an obvious answer.
All right, let me see.
Chad.
So, English name from the Old English name that doesn't look... It's probably Chada, is probably how you maybe would say it, which is of unknown meaning. It's like so the Old English name that Chad is from is Ceadda, which is of unknown meaning, possibly based on Old Welsh for battle.
Yeah, that would be like
Cadda
or something. Or
I don't think there is one.
You know who would know how that's pronounced?
Benji. Yeah. So apparently this was the name. Chad was the name of a 7th century English saint, Saint Chad.
Oh my God! There's a Saint Chad.
There's a Saint, and All Saints was this weekend, so it actually works out. Born primarily by Catholics, it was a rare name until the 1960s when it started to become more common.
Chad's a Catholic.
This is also the name of a country in Africa, though it originates from a different source. Right.
Amazing. Well, before we go too far down the Chad rabbit hole.
That's
any final predictions for what lies ahead? Or are there any things that you're hoping to accomplish on this visit to the island?
Finding more figurines would be nice.
I want, because we've got half the obelisks and half the figurines. If we can get the other half.
It totally makes sense that the ship is here, but I didn't think about us finding the ship. Same. So if we find out any information from that would be super cool.
Yeah.
just to cite the source that was behindthename.com. In case anyone's
behindthename.com.
We didn't steal anything.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
No.
Not sponsored.
But
maybe one day.
God, I mean that's what I want. I want to evade the John. I want to evade him still.
Yes.
And I don't know.
I love how afraid of John you guys are.
He's terrifying.
It brings me deep joy. Deep joy.
He's so. I sent my friend Maggie that picture of it that you sent me, and she went, "What?"
Yeah, it's awful. There is no mini that would do it justice, because this is just an amalgamation of like fur and tentacles and teeth and eyes.
It looks like.
But it can fly also.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's literally like an eldritch horror, you know?
It's scary.
Like literally.
So agreed with Claudia. Would like to avoid John.
As far as like Adrillis and stuff, I mean, I don't have any predictions. I just hope that I somehow think, I don't know, I'm so paranoid. I somehow am worried that like just the conversation I had with Foxglove, like we'll get to Pelmari, and she'll be zooted as well, and it's like, you know, like I'm so afraid. Both Chia and I are both so afraid of just like getting more people got. You know, and so I mean, my biggest hope is that Foxglove we can actually meet with and discuss and strategize. I don't know what. I mean, we'll just have to play nice and act like we don't know anything.
That'll be so fascinating.
It'll be so hard for Darren.
I'm not.
I mean, he's generally very charismatic.
It'll be so hard for Darren.
I'm not looking forward to it. Like, it's great content, but I'm not looking forward to doing that.
Did we ever think Adrillis would be like this kind of villain?
No.
I literally had him on my bingo spaces, like he's actually evil, but this kind of no.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't like him because he's rich, but
I think a lot of y'all were like, yeah, he could be a villain or he's probably evil somehow. But I don't think anybody was like, oh, he's like really powerful and like a really big threat. That's like, what?
He's
the dude that hates linen? That guy? The dude that went linen?
Right about that.
He's the one who's captured every powerful person we've known.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, no. Didn't expect that. That level, that intensity.
Well, I look forward to seeing what happens in episode 74. As you guys continue on your merry way, we are just plowing through this campaign. It's coming. The end is nigh. I can feel it.
Hooray.
It's so close.
It's quite close. It is quite close. But all right, this wraps up our discussion on episode 73. That's so weird. 73. That's crazy. But on to the next episode. Bigler, we haven't had you for a few weeks.
Yes.
And we just got done with your arc relatively not too long ago. What are your thoughts?
It was very fun. I was, well, as I think we had talked about this already in Misfit Management, I was expecting to just be able to maybe slide under the radar and then to be identified immediately. I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? But, you know, it gave me like a moment to like kind of bond with each of these people that hated me and get them to realize that I'm a very different person now.
Yeah.
And, I mean, unless I end up with another cursed earring, I'm not going to be doing that kind of stuff ever again, right?
Right.
So, yeah, it was very nice to like make amends with some of those people.
And what were your thoughts on Gallows specifically?
Oh, I love Gallows.
You love Gallows.
Gallows is fantastic. He makes me very nervous because I'm like, what are you? Why are you? But like fantastic. Like
Yeah.
he knew the whole time. He caught me every single time I like helped someone cheat, like all of this stuff, and he just like let it happen. And then yeah, fantastic.
You
Very
seemed to have like scored a lot of points with him for Allie, like for being close to Allie. Like he seemed like, I don't know, endeared by that.
well, and also maybe part of that, you would know better than me, is that Allie would not be like close with me again if it was just going to be a repeat of what he'd already had to experience.
Yeah.
Right.
So that might have been good character witness, you know.
Good character. Isla to the stand. Good. Well, I enjoyed that arc. I liked all the little character moments and stuff.
Yeah.
And I wanted to pick your brain on it just a smidge since you were busy, very busy in those weeks. All right. This session, y'all have been investigating the wreckage of Queen of the Dawn, and you found some stuff and not found some stuff, and what are we thinking about this shipwreck?
It's just weird.
It's weird. Soup's weird.
Yeah, that's kind of. Again, Casey, I think, mentioned this. I don't know why it was, because that locket was in a chest. So presumably that was Ardog's. Why did he have a locket? Who? Because again, like I don't know of anyone that would have mattered
Or
to
like,
Ardog.
did he like take it from someone and just put it in there because it's valuable? And like, if so,
Maybe.
then who did
But
he take it from?
also
Ooh,
he didn't take it with him as
Yeah.
who he is now. Was there someone who he cared about before all of this that
Oh my God.
no longer matters?
Would it be someone we know?
I
Like
don't
from
know.
Campaign 1? But who?
Something else that y'all haven't commented on, like you've encountered some quarters where crew would have stayed. You've not found any bodies yet.
I assumed they were
very
on
true.
Well,
the
you
island,
mentioned
I guess.
Yeah.
that it's similar to what was on the island. I assume they all went to the island, the ones that I guess, but some would have died on the crash landing.
It was a crew of 40 and only 7 survived, like not including Arthok. Only 7 survived that made it off the ship and got to like.
Would these sharks and other creatures not have eaten them?
I don't know, but it's like 30 something bodies that you know that there were some bodies in the caves, but not it was like
40.
It was like 6, I think, bodies in the caves. So
Tell me
a lot of bodies.
if this is too wacky. What if John can't remember his names because it's all the crew's names?
I was thinking, okay, so I was thinking
Like,
that
can't keep
John,
switching.
Oh, what a
between-
thought.
that would make a lot of sense. Oh my God, because I was thinking, okay, I was sort of thinking similar, because I don't really know how Star Spawn emissaries entirely
Me
work.
neither. But
But
like,
my thought was that they were a member of his crew, and that when Arthok was like, I'm gonna be Cthulian,
I'm a bee.
that he was some kind of like Cthulhian, if you will.
Cthulhian.
Hooligans.
Oh no,
That's fantastic.
Cthulhian.
I think that's my new favorite word.
Yay! So, but I think he was either like a sacrifice or something. Yeah, I was thinking John was like
Like he
connected.
sacrificed the crew, maybe, or something. I don't know.
Something like that. Because yeah,
It
It
is
might
weird
be
that there's
nothing, but
no remnants of bodies that we've seen so far.
yeah.
right.
You still got like a third of the ship, I guess, left to explore. It would be
Is
kind of
this-
weird if like all the remaining like 20 to 30 something bodies are all in that third, though.
I was about to say they're all over there.
They really front loaded when the ship was going down.
They all tried the same escape route.
Yep. Just wanted
Gosh.
to present
that up.
that.
I'm glad you did.
Oh.
Food for thought.
Mm-hmm.
Food for thought.
Yeah, because I didn't really think about it at all. I guess I just assumed that they were on.
I just assumed they were.
Yeah, completely missed me.
And hey, maybe they all survived and walked onto the island. And we don't know what would have happened after that.
They're all in the jungle.
Like, clearly Arthok survived the crash and ended up on the island. So who's to say other crew didn't survive as well?
Yeah.
Or all of them? I don't know.
We found a lot of money.
You did find a lot of money, which is nice. It's been a while since we've done, like, loot, you know? Proper loot drop.
This also feels more like a dungeon crawl than we've experienced.
Yeah.
A little bit
quite a
more like
while.
one. You know? I mean, to be fair, you guys skipped, like, 80% of the maze map. So, like, the mirror maze.
Yeah.
Y'all skipped a lot of that.
Yeah.
We got very lucky with our rolls.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. So, you know. But yeah, the entire pirate arc, there was like no combat. So it's been a while. I'm trying to think. This was mostly focused on the ship. So next session, we will probably finish exploring the ship, and I don't know. We'll see if you guys go to the jungle, or if there's anything else to find. Yeah, this was episode 74.
Oh yeah, that's
Isn't that
right.
crazy? 74. Yeah, I think this serves as a decent little discussion on episode 74, so we'll leave it at that for this one, and on to the next episode.
Awesome.
This was episode 75, I believe.
Woo!
Nice,
3/4 good.
Nice, good number. Yeah. Wow. I wasn't expecting to kill anybody today.
Yeah.
Or turn anybody to stone.
And yet.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I actually legitimately... I always plan to try to, like, you know, to taunt Revan with, like, ooh, this place looks familiar. You think you can find this place where you found the book. But I really threw the monster in kind of at a last second. I made this reskin a long time ago. Not long after all the OGL stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
And I've just been sitting on it.
Wow.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use this monster.
Let's throw it in here.
If they're gonna go to this creepy place where this, like, evil book was, there should be a monster there. So
That makes sense.
let's put a monster there.
Oh my god, how poetic is it that
You should
Revan-
name
It
it.
was Revan.
You should name the episode "Till Death Do Us Part."
Ooh.
Or something stone related.
Or something.
So
Yeah,
good.
we did have a lot of.
What was that?
Stoned to death.
Stoned to death.
I mean, the stoning of Stephen.
Made of stone.
Casting the stones.
Man.
Cast the first.
We'll workshop it. We'll think about it.
Yeah.
Thoughts on... I saw a lot of reactions from you specifically, Casey, of, like, when Revan recognized this place and stuff. What was going through your head? You were making a lot of little reactions there.
I don't know. I just was like hoping that I don't know. My initial, I guess, sort of thought was like maybe he'd trigger something else and like kind of remember what was in here, or I don't know. Just we haven't gotten a lot of look into Revan's stuff for real, so like that was interesting to me.
Well, we know the book was in here.
We know the book was in here, but it got moved clearly at some point. to a different place on the island. But yeah, I feel like there are some implications, like for the fact that Revan has been to the island.
Yeah, that's not something I expected at all.
Which means that okay, and that makes Kreia even more like
sus.
Yes, because she would have to know of all that because she was in charge or something.
Sus.
Yeah.
What's also crazy is y'all haven't even like gone to shore and explored the jungle yet.
No, we haven't.
You're still like offshore. You're still in the water. Well, now you're gonna have to go to the boat and pick up Revan and possibly rest.
Definitely.
That might not be a bad idea before we go into the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
Literally gets worse here every day.
Yeah. I was actually going to ask. Wait, did we bring? Okay, where's the cake? Is it on the ship?
It's on the ship with Allie.
Yeah.
I thought we brought it with us. Okay, that's good.
Not that Allie's gonna forget.
Allie will take care of it.
Bless.
I literally, because I said, Allie, please stay on the boat. If you die, there's no coming back for you.
Yeah. Y'all are now like painfully aware of how mortal Allie is.
It's crazy.
Man. Good grief. We talked about it a little bit last time, but any remaining thoughts about the shipwreck, Queen of the Dawn, and any of that?
I do think it'll be interesting to see what the items we found were. We haven't had a chance. That would be something else we can do during our rest.
Oh yeah.
Identify those items.
I meant to say it in the episode. We talked about it in last episode's Misfit Management about how there weren't any bodies in the shipwreck.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I meant to mention it in the episode, and I forgot. Continuing to look through the ship, you still didn't find any. So whatever that means.
Yeah,
it means something. I did make note of that. I did.
Yep.
Lots of questions between no bodies and Revan recognizing things.
Yeah.
All the questions.
Yeah. Are there any... I don't see how anybody could answer this question, but are there things that you are expecting or wary of in terms of the jungle?
The whole thing.
John.
I haven't even
deep concerns for John. I do understand that.
Yeah. Oh.
Do y'all think that like John is like unkillable, or do you think like you've gotten a little stronger since the last time you fought him?
It's not that I think he's unkillable, but I do think he's probably still out of our... Unless we got really lucky with some hits and he got really unlucky with some stuff.
I guess the tough thing with John is the saves are so high. Like it's a 21 or 2 or something. It's really high.
Like there's literally like some of those saves I think it's a 22 because there's like some that I couldn't even do with...
There were several that like...
A natural 20.
Yeah, people just couldn't succeed at.
So that's really tough.
It's one of those where I feel like depending on how initiative rolled out and depending on like your battle strategy and placement on the map, I feel like you could kill him.
Well, in us not killing him right before his turn.
Yeah. But like if he gets the jump on y'all and y'all are grouped up like you were last time, I don't know.
I do think we're more prepared. I feel like we need at least one more level, preferably 2, before we try to take him on.
Particularly after this fight, if we run into John, I think we're all just bolted.
We'd be dead.
Like we're
yeah.
Like we just lost somebody again. Like,
I can't believe.
I think we're just.
I can't believe I killed Revan right then.
Yeah.
It had to be, number one, it had to be Revan because story reasons, but 2, in the beginning of the campaign, he was always going down, and then he wasn't.
At least it wasn't on Joe's birthday.
I know. I will always feel bad for killing you, MJ, on your birthday.
Oh, that was perfect.
That was perfect.
That was perfect.
It's terrible. Everybody was crying. It was, man.
So emotional.
Oh
'Cause
gosh.
No,
we
what
thought we
great
were
character
immortal.
progression, though.
It was.
It was.
It was
such
Yeah,
a
character
pivotal
story
moment
progression, yeah.
for Hoots himself.
Oh my god.
But I felt so bad. I spent like so much of that episode with my like head in my hands because I would like count out and like, oh no, I'm gonna hit them again, and it was rough, man. I feel like though this was bad, Revan died. I do feel like this was largely balanced, though. You know, like
I agree.
it definitely like shut down the spellcasters.
Right.
But y'all have a good enough mix of marshals and spellcasters that I knew y'all would win. It just would be tough.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a good you balanced it really well. It was a tough fight.
I briefly considered not adding the extra 100 HP, and then I quickly was like, no, I do need that. I was correct in adding that.
I feel like Benji was kind of lucky in being able to dodge that that cone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
For
total
sure.
luck. Because it's not like we can see where it is.
I can't believe
Yeah.
he turned to stone.
That's with the
So
It was
This
epic.
is so funny.
So I can picture it in my mind. That was
So
so
good.
good.
So
That was
epic.
So good.
Oh, so cool.
Man. Gosh. I wonder what she thinks
Yeah.
I
with
know,
Darren
I
turning to
know.
stone.
Well, I mean, you know,
Does MJ know about this?
have
MJ,
we
do you
talked-
know about this?
I
Every time we have new people on Misfit Management, I feel like we
Like,
need to like bring them into the fold. Did you
Welcome to the
know
club.
that she
Welcome.
has like the biggest crush on Darren?
Oh, that's so funny.
wouldn't say like that. The biggest crush on
How else
Darren.
would you say it?
I mean, because Crush feels juvenile, and they're both.
She's in
Also,
love
it's-
with Darren, who is
Yeah.
married and actively looking for his wife.
There we go.
Darren at some point this
so
session
much better.
said, "Thanks, friend," and I went,
I know, he said that. I'm like, shit, Darren just friend
like, my
zoned
facial
her
expression
so hard.
is not chill right now. Because I did not.
Oh,
Oh,
This is
I know
exactly
that.
what I expected from this. This is what I needed.
mm-hmm.
good.
Oh man.
Yeah. No. I mean, she is. I feel like she's just in the moment of like, because I think we've been through a lot as a party. That like when things happen, like, you know, I think some people can relate. Like when something happens, it's scary, but
Right.
you don't really process it, and you're just like, oh, okay, gotta do,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like
Like-
I'm in business mode. I'll mentally sift through this later.
Oh,
I think that's where she's at right now, and where she's been quite a bit in some of these fights. Because like,
Yeah.
what else can you do? Yeah, I mean, we'll handle it. I think, I mean, it's very poetic how that turned out, though, because
Yeah.
I was getting petrified. Divine intervention, of course, didn't work, but I had inspiration.
I can't believe you. Oh man. Like, yeah, Darren's inspiration is what legit saved your life.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, can we talk about how if Darren's inspiration hadn't saved your life and you'd turned to stone and then Darren turned to stone and
Oh
then
my
possibly
God.
Hoots turned to stone, the rest of us would have had to literally shatter your stone bodies.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
I
Well,
also
and Revan died. It would have just been like the three.
It would have been the three rogues.
last thing that I want to
Ugh.
bring up and pose to you guys. Have y'all thought about, or are y'all in any way concerned about the fact that the Yo-Ho-Hos are really becoming desensitized to death and them
Yes.
dying? Like,
Ooh.
y'all have, as the campaign has gone on, y'all have become pretty, like, callous or unaffected to the thought of y'all dying. And I find it really interesting. Like it's like, let's save the diamonds and like we won't worry about reviving Revan, or like, well, if they, you can just shoot us at Hangman's Alley and I'll just come back. It's fine. Like y'all are, it's messed up. I feel like it very much
feels more like a video game.
It does.
Yeah,
it does
it
a little
does.
bit. But it's also like y'all haven't necessarily tried to break the tether and potentially become mortal again. I mean, heck, like a couple episodes ago, Revan was like, what if we found a way to trap Arthok and just continued being immortal?
He did say that, which is kind of...
And it's just so...
Which,
I feel
from
like
an
we're...
artificer perspective, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
an interesting kind of ethical, moral dilemma that we've not encountered before.
I didn't really...
Which, that was a private conversation, right? If I remember correctly?
I think so.
Because there is like certain parts of like something I'd like to engage in as Hoots if that comes up
Right.
again within, knowing
Because that
that
would
the
be...
natural order of things
For sure.
follows life and death.
Because that would be so against death and the Raven Queen.
Yes.
Upsetting that balance. So yeah. Hoots, I'm
That's
sure, would
true.
have a lot to say about
Yeah.
that.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Hoot, hoot,
Yeah.
hoot, hoot.
I will give a piece of my hoot. No, I think I was so fucked up that he said it kind of, and and she is just like, yeah, okay, yeah, I mean, and she has her own reasons for why she would disagree with that.
Yeah.
But I think, I was curious about the whole breaking the tether thing. Like, can we just fuck off from this? Like, and so I was like, all right, I want to explore this. I'm gonna do this by including Revan and some RP because I feel like I've not done that before. And then that happened, and I was like,
Look, he's 4
You're like,
years old.
maybe I won't include Revan in RP again.
I feel like Chi and Revan disagree fundamentally on a few
it's a
different
little much,
things.
dude.
Well, it's definitely something to consider as well, like as we continue through this and we become even more desensitized to it.
Right.
When it finally is broken.
Fuck.
From like a purely logical, tactical standpoint, it's a huge advantage.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they're definitely like,
It's a curse though.
it's still
It is
a
a
curse. And like, as long as this tether remains and y'all have this
Cthulhu.
power, Arthok also has it.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Cthulhu has a chance of being brought to our plane of
Right.
existence.
It's true. I feel like Chi, as far as like the whole like just grappling with the identity of the curse and all that, I feel like it's weird because I feel like she's kind of in between this like self-criticism, like that idea of being cursed, I think, is kind of this chip on her shoulder. Like, oh, she, like, if she were good enough, then maybe like that could have been avoided. But then she's also like, okay, I mean, clearly this guy like planned to,
Yeah. Not
it's
your
like-
fault, you're cursed.
right. Like so I think she's sort of in between that, and as far as like just the desensitization, I feel like it's kind of repressed because I think we're just in survival mode. I think
you
this party
definitely
is
are.
just in survival mode, and just it's
You
gonna hit
definitely are.
like a ton of bricks later.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'll be interested to see how everybody kind of works through it or reacts to it as we finish out the campaign.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until Ronan's dad was so concerned about her being hurt.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, right.
You're like, oh, right. Normal people die.
Normally that would be an issue.
Yeah.
It was having for Isla, like very recently she walked into Hangman's Alley and said, "You can't kill me," right? But it was the realization that if we
publicly.
brought Allie on these trips with us, that he couldn't come back. That's what
Yeah.
really got her and
Mm,
had
yeah.
her like had this realization that like this is fucked up, you know?
And like so close to happening. Like when
Yes.
y'all fought John, if Isla had not run, Allie would not
Allie
have
would have
run,
died.
and he would have died, and he would not have come back. Yeah,
And it took her a while to process that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, just a little food for thought. Just a little put that out there. Well, you know, just keep that in the back of your head there. All right, I feel like this is a very lovely discussion for episode 75. And Misfits, enjoy your Thanksgiving, and we will see you again come December. So, bye.
Bye.
Bye.